Welcome to the Embodiment podcast. I'm your host, Amber Fortier, a digital entrepreneur, embodiment coach, and manifestation expert. My mission is to help success-driven, ambitious women stand in their power, embody their inner CEO, and manifest the successful business of their dreams. This podcast provides you with thought-provoking conversation, manifestation techniques, and wellness tips to turn your spiritual practices into a lifestyle, discover your inner rich babe, and massively transform your business, brand presence, and bank account. Let's effortlessly manifest opportunities and embody the rich, the confident, and the wildly successful version of yourself. Press play to dive in. Hello and welcome back to the Embody Me podcast. So last week we dove into manifestation, and today I wanted to dedicate an entire episode to a very important part of the manifestation process, which is embodiment. So once you're clear about what it is that you want to manifest, and once you've created a plan to get there, you need to embody the version of yourself who already has it. You have to embody that successful version of yourself who is already living out your dream life. But what does it mean to embody a different version of yourself, and how do you actually get started? So the definition of embodiment is a representation or an expression of something in tangible and visible form. Basically, it's expressing yourself as the next version of you, the highest version of you. You know those women that you look up to and secretly you wish you can be like them? You know, when you see them, you're just like, damn, they have it going on. They're so confident, their energy is magnetic. I kind of want to be like them. And quite often, we try to mirror them, whether that's consciously or subconsciously, because they have qualities that we desire. And that right there is embodiment. It's expressing yourself in a way that represents who it is that you want to be. But instead of copying someone else and potentially losing sight of our own authentic self, let's talk about how we can actually embody our own highest self in the same way. Now, the idea is that if you live as if you were already thin, successful, happy, rich, etc., you are going to start making decisions and start taking actions in a way that will lead you closer to that reality. The idea is that we need to feel it in our bones that this idolized version of ourselves is the person we truly are. And we need to live our life as if we're already there, until one day we wake up and we realize, holy shit, I'm the person that I've always wanted to be. And the thing is, your identity is able to change. You are allowed to change who you are and how you show up in your life at any point. No matter who you are, what you've done, where you've been, or where you came from, you can always become the person that you want to be. You are allowed to change. Because believe it or not, 90% of it is all about making a decision. Deciding for yourself that this is how you are going to be from now on, and then implementing this choice on a daily basis. It sounds easy enough, right? But the reason why it seems so difficult is that we are usually not crystal clear on what this new you actually looks like in great detail. If we don't know where we are right now, we're not going to know where we need to go next in order to become this next version of ourselves. So let's take the example that you are trying to lose weight. So you would need to embody this healthy and fit version of yourself. So ask yourself the questions. What would the version of you who already lost the weight act like? What would you eat? How would you treat your body? How often would you exercise? What would you tell yourself when you look in the mirror? In order to embody this new identity, you have to change your beliefs about yourself. You need to change your story, and you need to behave more like the person you believe that you are. So start to dress like her. Have her charisma and her confidence. Be as successful as her. Be the perfect mom or the perfect wife. Have her mindset and trust in the good. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. Now, if you're having trouble determining what qualities this version of yourself has, think about those that you love and admire most. What do you love about them? What traits stand out to you? What traits does each person have in common with one another? Make a list of these traits, and that will start to give you a very clear idea of the kind of person that you strive to be. Now, once you're clear on who this new version of yourself is, it's time to create daily habits to help you move forward and to grow. So ask yourself, how do I need to show up each and every day to be my highest self? And then I want you to show up in that exact way. But this is where a lot of people seem to get stuck. Many people feel like they can't take on a new identity until they have achieved specific results. Have you ever said something like, once I reach a $10,000 month in my business, then I will feel successful? Or once I lose 30 pounds, I'll finally be fit. Or once I find my soulmate, I will finally be happy. But the thing is, you have to embody that new identity in order to manifest those results. You need to be able to tap into the feelings of success and show up as that successful business owner who is making $10K a month before you see the results actualize. Because when you really think about it, it isn't the thing that we want, but it's the way that that thing is going to make us feel. It isn't necessarily the money itself that you want, but the things that money can bring you, such as freedom, adventure, new experiences, etc. It's not necessarily the weight that you want to lose, but it's the feelings that you will feel once you lose that weight. So always, every time, we are looking for a feeling. And that feeling is always available to us. In fact, in order to fuel our success, we have to get it first. We have to step into that imagined picture that you've created for yourself. You have to feel it in your body, what it will be like to achieve your desired results. You need to feel from the end result and repeat that process as often as possible. Something that I've noticed on my own personal journey of embodying my highest self is that I have had to let go of more things than what I had to learn. I had to acknowledge the stories that I was telling myself. I had to get rid of the labels that I was giving myself and let them go in order to embody this new identity of who and what I wanted to become. So, what stories are you telling yourself? Do you believe that it's actually possible for you to have what you want? The secret to real, lasting change is changing the internal narrative and believing in a more empowering story for yourself. The narratives that we tell ourselves literally create our reality, and it's important to observe your thoughts in order to change them. So don't get stuck in a story that no longer serves you. Know that you can change your perception and change your reality. So ask yourself, are you just reacting to the way that things are, or are you consciously choosing a perception of your situation? Is this actually the truth, or is this a story that you're creating to disempower yourself? We need to stop living in victim mode and start making ourselves the superheroes. We have to change the narrative of our life and choose to see things from an empowering lens. Every single time that we tell ourselves we're not good enough, we're not smart enough to start a business, for example, it really demotivates us from really trying and giving it our all. So start to change your story. Become that person who is ready to learn and grow and face those challenges head on, because that is exactly what a successful business owner would do. You can always change the narrative and see something in a different way. You can always change the meaning of an event and change the lens of how you're looking through it. No one has the ability to do this but you. So it's up to you to change your narrative. It's up to you to believe in yourself and keep taking actions until you manifest your desired results. Believing and trusting in something that hasn't come yet is literally the foundation of manifesting. It is that self-belief, which is the platform for your higher self to grow upon. So now that you know the person that you want to embody, you need to start taking action. You need to basically live like that person. At first, you might feel as if you're an actor playing a role, but the more you show up as that person with consistent small actions, the more you are going to gradually transform your identity. Now, when you're taking action, it's really important that you aren't taking action with that feeling of lack within you. Because when you're taking action with that feeling of lack, you are literally broadcasting a signal that isn't aligned with what you really want. So here's an example of what taking an action with the feeling of lack looks like. So let's say that you just started your coaching business. You know who the successful version of yourself is, how she shows up for her business, and now it's finally time to take action. You go on Instagram and you see that other coaches are selling out their launches, making 10K months, and they have thousands and thousands of followers, and you just start to doubt yourself. You start to wonder if you're even good enough. You post on social media, but deep down, you feel kind of bad because you only have a couple of hundred followers, you're not really getting as much engagement, and you haven't really got many new clients. You start to wonder if there's enough people to go around, and you start to get frustrated because your posts are only getting a few likes. But when you look at this situation energetically, you start to see that you are taking action from the energy of lack. You feel like there isn't enough money to go around, that you don't have enough followers to have a successful business. And by taking action from this energy, you are going to attract more lack into your life. So how can you act in the energy of abundance? Let's take the same example. So you see other successful entrepreneurs and you are getting freaking excited because you know that if it's possible for them, it's possible for me too. When you post on social media, you are so excited that you have 200 people who follow you and who resonate with your work. And you are grateful that you get to have a positive impact on these people. And guess what? By showing up with this energy, you are going to attract more people to follow you and more people who will be impacted by your content. It's all about your perspective. And you actually aren't lacking anything. You just need to believe in yourself and your ability to transform and trust in yourself and in the universe. When you take action, do it in the spirit of trust. It doesn't mean that you're going to spend all your money if you want to become rich, but rather keep the feeling that you are wealthy and hold the conviction that it's just a matter of time before your habits accumulate and wealth starts to show up. And even if you're not always feeling it, I want you to show up anyway, because by committing to action, even when you're not feeling it, you will build up the beliefs and the feelings needed. By working out every day, you're going to build the belief that you are committed to your health, and you will begin to revise your conception of yourself and assume a new identity. And over time, your unconscious mind accepts this as the new normal. You'll start thinking bigger thoughts and taking massive action that is really in line with this new version of you. If you continue to stay focused on your dreams and literally visualize yourself living out your dream life and acting as if, it will literally pull this future into existence for you. Every single day, your actions are affecting the trajectory of your future. So work on embodying the traits that you admire. When faced with a decision on what to do next or how to react, ask yourself, what would the best version of myself do? The chances are you already know the answer. All you have to do is act on it. So I want you to ask yourself the following questions. What changes do you need to make in your current life in order to embody your best self? Are there any skills, trades, experiences, etc. that you need to develop in order to get you there? The changes you identify here are how you step into your future self. By taking action to make these changes and to develop these skills on a regular basis, you are going to allow yourself to start embodying your highest self. Now, on the Embodiment platform, I have created a course called Magnetic Manifester, and this is the ultimate guide to manifestation. We have an entire section about embodiment and embodying your highest self, and they include journal prompts that are going to get you crystal clear on who this version of yourself looks like, what they believe, how they talk to themselves, how they behave, how they show up in their life on a consistent basis. So I encourage you to go to embodiment.live and go ahead and access this course. It is going to change your life and help the manifestation process be even easier for you. I hope you enjoyed this juicy episode of the Embody Me podcast. If you love this episode, please give us a 5-star rating and share it with the woman in your life who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with all of our upcoming releases. I cannot wait to catch you in the next episode.